Hello everyone, my name's Alex and I'm a physiotherapist from Physio Function, and I'm going to be taking your level 3 exercise class today for different strokes. So we want to provide you with a class that challenges you but at the same time is safe. So it's really important that you're exercising to the correct level. So today's broadcast is a level 3 exercise class. So level 3 exercise class is designed for people that can move their lower limb on the affected side reasonably well, okay, but they may have some restricted movement in affected upper limb. It's going to be a mixture of seated exercises and standing exercises. For the standing exercises, it's recommended that you have a support nearby, so this could be a bench or it could be a sturdy upright chair. It's also a requirement for this class that you have a family member or a carer that can supervise you with the standing exercises and assist as needed. Okay, so today's class, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a little warm-up in sitting, okay? Then we're going to move on to a bit of balance work and then into a main circuit before finishing with a cool down. So I'm just going to set my timer off. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start in sitting. All right, so firstly, I just want you to try and think about doing some nice shoulder rolls backwards. Okay, try and make them nice, big up to your ears and then back and down to the floor. Nice big movements. You might find initially that you're a little bit stiff, so you might just want to start with smaller movements and then gradually make them a bit bigger. Okay, let's go the other way now. So we're going to go forwards. So the idea in the warm-up is we're just going to slowly get our joints moving, try and get everything a bit more mobile, and then get our heart rate up a little bit. Fabulous, nice big ones. If you want to, you can make them a bit bigger. Get your arms involved a bit. You can always clasp your hands in front while you do this. Lovely. All right, so we're just going to do a bit of head movement now, okay? So you're going to look over one shoulder, back to the middle, and then to the other side. Back to the middle. Good, and again, over one shoulder, back to the middle, and to the other side. Back to the middle. Good, we're going to go one more time each way. Good, and then the other way. So try throughout the warm-up as well to sit in a nice posture, okay? If you can, have your back away from the chair. Okay, just going to drop our chin to our chest. And then have a look up towards the ceiling. Good, and again, chin to chest. And look up towards the ceiling. Nice and slow, move at your own pace. One more, down to your chest. And then up towards the ceiling. Lovely. Okay, next one we're going to do is some movement for our trunk, okay? So you can clasp your arms in front and we're going to try and turn our body one way, just as far as comfortable. And then back to the middle. And then you're going to turn the other way. So again, you might find initially that you're a little bit stiff, moving your body. And you might find that one way is stiffer than the other. Just start by moving just gently into that stiffness. And again, you might find as you sort of warm up a little bit, that you can go a little bit further. Good, okay. Try and do one more time each way. Nice and gentle and slow. Might feel a few creaks. Lovely. Good, okay. And then the next one we're going to do is a bit of a side bend, okay? So you can have your hands relaxed down by the sides of your chair. If you've got arms on your chair, just over the side. And we're just going to try and reach one arm down towards the floor. You can always have your other hand resting on the chair if you want to for support. And then back up. And then the other way. So try and make sure here you're bending sideways rather than twisting. And just move as far again as within your limits as far as comfortable. Good. And then the other way. Lovely. I'm going to do one more time each way, moving at your own pace. Just feeling a bit of a stretch down that opposite side of the body there. And back, and one more the other way. Good. Okay, next one we're going to do, clasp your hands in front. Okay, we're going to do a forward reach. So you're trying to reach your arms forward and then bring them back. So again with this one, if you struggle with the tightness in your arm, okay, just move as far as you can. Okay, and again, just gradually build it up. Okay, if you find you don't really have much movement at all in your arm, you could support your affected arm with your unaffected arm and just sort of help it forward. Okay, if you need to lower it down too. You don't have to be up higher. Move within what's comfortable for you, especially if you have any sort of shoulder pinching. Okay, just moving forward and back. Just stretching those arms out. Good. I'm going to do another couple. Lovely. One more. And relax there. Okay, we're going to get your heart rate up a little bit now, so we're going to do some marching. So sit forward in your chair, remember your good posture, and we're just going to start by marching our feet. Okay, if you want to, you can get your arms going too. You could clasp your arms and sort of get a bit of body rotation happening here. Okay, just trying to move those feet nice and quickly. Get that heart rate up a little bit. Okay, so moving however works for you. Lovely, keep it going. Another 20 seconds. Remember to keep yourself breathing. It's also an idea for these classes that if you have a drink of water or something nearby, just take drinks as you feel you need them. Okay, it's important you stay hydrated. Okay, lovely. Next one we're going to do is some side steps. So we're going to step your leg out to the side, back to the middle, and the other way. Okay, off we go. So what you're going to do with this one, just try and think about squeezing those muscles in your hip to move your legs in and out. Now you might find this is a bit trickier on your affected side. Our sort of glute muscles or bottom muscles, hip muscles, can sometimes be the ones that are quite weak when you've had a stroke. Okay. So just try and move within your limits and really think about squeezing those muscles in your hip to step that leg out as far as you can. If you're only doing little steps, that is absolutely fine. Everyone will have different abilities, different ranges. It's just important that you work within a range that is comfortable for you. Okay, we're going to do one more each side. Lovely. Okay, so that was our warm-up done. So the next thing we're going to do is do some balance work. So what we're going to do is move into a standing position for this one. Okay, so I'm just going to move my chair back. And with this one, so I want you to be either near, you could use, if you have a sturdy chair, you could use the back of it. You could also use the bench, okay? If you feel like you need a stick or a frame in front of you as well, then that is absolutely fine. Use what is more comfortable for you and just make sure you've got your family member or your carer nearby to supervise you for your balance exercises. So it's important you stay safe. Okay, the first one we're going to do is we're going to stand with our feet hip width apart, okay? So we're going to try and make sure the weight is going down evenly through both legs. Have your hand for support as needed, okay? If you want to make this a little bit harder, just think about lightening your hands on the side of your support, whatever you're using, okay? Because that will mean that you're using your leg muscles and your body muscles rather than your arm for support, okay? We're just going to start by bringing our weight one side, holding for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to move it to the other side, okay? So we're just going to do this for a minute. And what I want you to think about is keeping your body, hip, knee, ankle in line. So we're moving our whole body, shifting our weight from one leg to the other leg, okay? You're probably going to find that it's not as comfortable bringing it onto your affected side, think about really growing up strong and tall through that leg when you stand on it, okay? Squeezing your bottom, squeezing your thigh, growing up nice and long and tall. Okay, we're going to do one more each way. So really grow up tall through your affected side. Think length, think height. Okay, and back the other way. Lovely. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to change how we're shifting our weight. So I'm going to turn to the side to show you. Okay, so if you need to, have both your hands for support if needed. All right. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your weight to your toes, and then you're going to try and shift it back a bit to your heels. So we're wanting to think about our weight being even through our legs, so both of our legs working at the same time, okay? And we're bringing our weight to our toes, and then to our heels. Good, we're going to do this for another minute. So bring it to the toes, balls of your feet, and then back to your heels. Now you're moving in a range that you can control, okay? So the idea is we're challenging our balance, but we're trying to also maintain our balance, okay? So you're just practicing shifting your weight forward and back. Fabulous. That's it. So think about the weight going to both your balls of your feet evenly, and then bringing it back towards your heels. You might find when you bring it back to your heels, your sort of bottom sticks out a bit. That's fine. Okay, we're going to do one more each way, to your toes, and then to your heels. Lovely. Okay, the last balance exercise we're going to do is a tandem stand. So what this means, so we're going to try and take, so the hardest version would be one foot directly in front of the other, okay, like you're walking a tightrope. If that's a bit too challenging for you, just try and take a step forward, okay? If you can get your foot past the other foot, again, that would be sort of next level down, or if that's still a bit tricky, just take a small step forward. So you're going to find the level that works best for you, and you might find that one side's easier than the other, okay? So let's start with our right leg forward and left leg back. So again, if you can, one foot in front of the other. If not, step in front, okay? So we're going to try and balance there, and the idea is we're going to try and make our hands nice and light. So think about drawing in your tummy muscles, standing nice and tall, and if you can, you could try and lift one hand up, okay? Or if you can as well, you could try and lift both your hands up, have them hovering near your support as needed, okay? And if you can, to make it a little bit harder, what you can do is you can start doing some head turns. Okay, if you need to touch down in between it, then touch down. You're just trying to do whatever you can, okay? It's the idea is we're challenging your balance, but it's important that you stay safe, okay? Okay, so we're going to do about another 15 seconds on this side. Sit. Really good, guys. Really think about trying to draw that tummy and stay nice and tall. And then rest there. Lovely. Okay, we're going to go on to the other leg. So again, taking that step forward. Okay, so find a level that's better for you, either straight in front, step forward, or a small step forward, using your support as needed for your balance. Okay, and we're going to go again for about another 45 seconds to a minute. Off we go, okay? So lightening that hand support, think about drawing in those tummy muscles. And if you want to add an extra challenge, add those head turns. Lovely. Really, this really does challenge your balance when you're adding the head turns. So only do this if you're finding it quite easy to balance in this position anyway. Really good. Again, think about staying nice and tall, drawing those tummy muscles in, making those legs strong. Okay. One more head turn each way if you're doing those. Lovely. And we're going to stop there. So if you need to grab yourself a drink, and grab yourself a drink. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our circuit. So for this one, what you can do for this first exercise, if you feel a little bit tired and you need to have a sit down, you can do it in sitting, okay? Or you could do it in standing. You could keep doing it standing up. So you're going to have your hand on support if you need it, okay? And we're going to do a clean and press. So this is cleaning here. So we're going to think about bringing your arm to our shoulder and we're going to try and reach it up above, okay? So if you're holding onto a support, you can do one arm and then the other arm halfway. If you can do it without the support, we're going to do it standing. Or alternatively, if you can't do it without the support and you're taking the seated option, you're going to sit in your chair. We're going to raise our arms up here and we're going to try and reach them to the ceiling. So you're going to pick whatever works for you. If you find you can't move your affected arm very well, then what you can do is you could always do your unaffected arm in standing and then come to seated to help your affected arm. Okay, so off we go. Whatever option you're choosing, you're going to curl and reach. Okay, so if we're doing the single arm and standing, I'm going to hold. Okay, or if we're doing both arms, standing or sitting, we're trying to straighten, bend, and reach up. Good. So if you're doing one arm at a time, I'll get you to change arms now because we're halfway through. Okay. Keep it going. So think about straightening arms down, bending them up, and then reaching up. Okay. Again, if you're finding you can't do this in standing, holding both your arms together, pick the seated option. Okay, we're going to try and do one more. So finish the one you're doing, reach up, and then rest. Lovely. Okay, exercise number 2 is going to be a sit to stand. So we're going to find your chair, okay, and get yourself into a seated position. Okay, so we're going to do this for a minute. Again, important that you work at a pace that works for you. Some people find it easier to go quicker than others, so just move at a pace that is comfy for you. All right, so we're going to go for a minute. We're going to stand up. If you need to use your hands, you can use your hands on the arm of the chair and then sit down. Okay, when you're doing your stands up, think about the weight being even through your legs. Okay, and then sticking your bottom back towards the chair. If you want to have your frame or your stick in front of you, or frame in front of you or beside you, okay, or have a support. Okay, if you can as well, what you could do, you could use your hands to stand and then try not to use them to sit. So again, pick an option that works for you. If you find you can stand up and sit down without your hands, then pick that one if you're safe to do so. Again, working at a level that's good for you. Okay, we've got 15 seconds. Sit, so standing up and sitting down, nice and controlled, weight nice and even. Good. I think we can fit one more in. So one more. And then down. Lovely. Okay, next exercise we're going to do is in standing. So I want you to stand up and find your support, okay? If you've got your stick, your sturdy chair, your bench. If you feel like you need a bit more support, you could have your aid, so you could have a stick and the chair, so you can have an aid either side. Or if you've got a family member or someone, you could always use their handhold. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take a step forward and we're going to think about bringing our weight onto that leg, and then we're going to take a step back. And then we're going to take a step forward with the other leg, and then take a step back. So the idea here, I'll just show you from the side. You're stepping that foot forward, you're bringing your weight onto the leg, thinking about length and growing tall, and then you're bringing your weight back to the start. So we're trying to work on your ability to shift your weight between your legs, which obviously when you're walking is quite important. Okay, so off we go. We're going to take a step forward So unaffected or affected leg first. Bring your weight onto that leg, grow nice and tall, and then bring yourself back to the start. And then your opposite leg. Now you're probably going to find it's harder to grow tall, or you want to sink down on your affected leg. Think about length. Think about squeezing your bottom, growing nice and tall, and then you're going to step back. Okay? Working again at a pace that suits you. Make sure you've got a support as you need it, and you've got someone there supervising you for safety. Okay? So you're going to step forward, think about growing tall on that leg, squeezing your bottom, chest up, and then you're going to come back. Good. We've got time to do one more on each leg. So we're going to step forward, grow tall, and then back. Lovely. One more. Step forward, grow tall, and then step back. Fabulous. Okay, last exercise is a cardiovascular exercise. So we're going to get our heart rate up a little bit. So again, you could do this in standing, or you could do it in sitting. So pick an option that works for you. Okay, it's going to be some punching. So you can either hold on for support and again do one arm, and then we could always swap sides and do the other arm, or alternatively just stay on the side you're doing and think about moving your shoulders. Or if you want to, if in standing you've got the ability to, we can do some forward and backwards. Okay, this will add a bit of a balance challenge for you too. Or finally, have a sit down, and you can work on punching forwards and backwards, either with your hands together, or if you can do, with them separated. Okay, so pick the option that works for you, and we're going to start off for a minute. Ready, set, go. Okay, so think about small movements. Think about getting those arms going and getting those shoulders twisting. You'll have to excuse my chair. It makes a few creaks when I move a bit quicker. Okay, so really get those arms moving as quick as you can. Okay, if you find your affected arm doesn't move that quickly, you can just think about moving your shoulder. Okay, just think about getting that body moving, getting that heart rate up. Remember to keep breathing. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left. Okay, keep yourself moving. That's it, keep going. Doing really well. Good, got 15 seconds. Lovely, keep it going. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Lovely, well done everyone. Okay, so we're gonna do that circuit again one more time, okay? So if you need to have a drink or a little break or a little breather, please grab your drink now, okay? What we can do with this one again, you can either pick a seated option or standing option, whatever works for you. If you're standing and you've got the ability to do so without holding on, then you can do that. Or again, alternatively, you can do one arm at a time, holding your support, okay? Or take the seated option, okay? So we'll have another breather for another 15 seconds or so, and we're going to go back to that clean and press. That's bending your elbows up and then reaching to the ceiling. So again, you can either do one arm at a time, or you could do your unaffected side on its own, and then you can do them together, or you can hold them together, okay? We're going to bend and press. So with this one as well, what you could do, you could also grab a light hand weight, like you could use either, if you've got hand weights, use a light hand weight, or like hold a tin of beans or a bottle of water between your hands, and that'll just make it a little bit more challenging, okay? So we're straightening arms down, bending them up, and then reaching up towards the ceiling. Really nice. Lovely, and again, just moving in a range that works for you. If you can't reach your arms all the way up, just go as far as you can do. Or if again, reaching up is just a no-no for you, reach forward, okay? Just move with all of these, move within your limits. Lovely, we've got 5 more seconds, so try and do one more, big reach. Lovely, and relax there. Okay, So we're going to go next into your sit to stand. So with this one again, you can have the options of using your hands, have your frame in front or your stick if you use them, or again, a sturdy support nearby. So if you're near the kitchen bench, use the kitchen bench. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do our stand up, using hands if you need to, and then sitting down. Ready? Off we go. So we're going to stand up, stand nice and tall, weight nice and even, and then we're going to sit down. Stick your bottom back, try and make it nice and controlled. Okay? If you find that you need your hands to stand, but you can do the sit without, then do the sit without. Okay? It's really about speed and power on the way up, and slow and controlled on the way down. Okay, think speed and power, squeezing your bottom, squeezing your thighs, and then slowly down, really controlling the movement, sticking your bottom right back. And again, squeeze up, nice strong power, and then slowly down. Good, we're over halfway. Power up, squeezing that bottom at the top, and then slowly down. It's always worthwhile checking as well when you sit that your weight is back even and your feet are hip width apart while you snuck forward. Okay, stand up, lovely squeeze, weight even, and then sit back down. Fabulous. So yeah, it's really important with the sit to stand that you're just thinking about keeping that weight nice and even through those legs, making sure you don't shift too much onto your unaffected side. Okay. So we're going to go back into our step forwards now. So have your support nearby. Again, if you need a support either side, have the support either side. What works for you? We're doing the step forward and growing tall over that leg, and then coming back to the start position. Okay? And then we're going to alternate legs. So again, I'm going to turn to the side just to demonstrate, but make sure you've got a support as needed for your balance. Okay? So we're going to go in 5 seconds. Okay, off we go. We're going to put one leg forward. Think about bringing your weight onto that leg, nice and tall. And then we're going to try and shift our weight back to the back leg and step back. Other leg, you're going to step it forward. Think about growing tall on that leg, squeezing your bottom, squeezing your thigh. Shift your weight back onto the back leg and step back. Okay, forward, grow tall. Shift your weight back now, back to the back leg, and then lift your leg back. Okay, we're going to come forward, grow tall on the front leg, shift your weight back to the back leg, and step back. Good, we're going to do one more each side. We're going to bring our weight onto the front leg, grow nice and tall, bring your weight back to the back leg, and grow back. Okay, shift your weight one more onto this leg, forward and grow tall, and then come back to the back leg and shift your weight back. Lovely. Okay, we're going on to our last cardiovascular exercise now. So again, if you're standing, have your support as needed. You can do one arm at a time, okay? Or if you want to choose the seated option or standing option with no support, just make sure you're doing it to the correct level for you. We can sit and do our punches, okay? So if you want to quickly grab a drink of water, then have a sip of water. And we're going to go in about 15 seconds. So make sure you're getting your breathing back. Okay. Another 10 seconds or so. Okay, here we're looking again at speed rather than range. Okay, off we go. So we're thinking about getting those arms punching. Okay, or again, you can always just rotate your shoulders. Good. We're just thinking about getting moving as much as we can. Doesn't have to be a big range. Just wanting to get that heart rate up. Get yourself moving. Work on that cardiovascular fitness a bit. Well done, guys. Keep going. We're halfway. Keep those arms moving. Really nice. If you're standing, swap arms. If you're doing one arm at a time. Good. Keep it moving. You're nearly there. We're nearly done. This is the last push. You got 10 seconds. Come on. That's it. Keep going. 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Good, grab yourself a drink of water if you need a drink of water, get your breath back. We're just gonna go now into a quick cool down, okay? Just try and get that heart rate back down again, all right? And then just give our muscles a little bit of a stretch, okay? So if you want to, you can do this standing or you can do it seated, okay? I'm gonna give you options for both. So the first thing we're gonna do, if you're sitting, all right, I want you to try and slide one leg back as far as you can, hop your bottom forward, and then you're gonna lean down through that foot, trying to get your heel to the ground for a bit of a stretch in the back of your calf muscle here, okay? If you're standing, I want you to try and have your hands on a support, one leg forward, one leg back, okay? You're gonna bend into that front knee, keeping that back leg straight, so you can feel a stretch down that calf muscle. And just take some nice slow breaths here. And congratulate yourselves on your effort today. Lovely. Okay, we're going to change legs now. So standing, you're going to put the opposite leg back. Okay, if you're sitting, change legs. So try and bend the other knee back as far as you can, heel on the ground, and just try and get some weight down through that leg, okay? You're bending that front knee if you're standing, keeping that back leg straight, heels on the ground, chest up, and feel that stretch, okay? Keep holding that there. So again, if you're sitting, you're bringing your knee, you're bending your knee back, bringing your heel back underneath you towards the chair, and just leaning down through that leg, trying to feel a stretch down through that calf muscle. Okay, so whichever option, you're going to hold for another 5 seconds. Nice big breaths. And then relax there. Okay, we're just going to do a quick hamstring stretch. So if you find yourself a chair, so if you sit down, okay, we're going to put one foot forward, okay, straightening that leg. We're going to put our hands on your bent knee and just hinge forward at the hip. So you're trying to think about keeping your chest up. Just bending forward till you feel a stretch down the back of that front thigh. Down the back of that front, straight leg I meant, not the front thigh. You should feel it down the back. Okay. Apologies, I run over just a wee bit. Lovely, we're gonna bend that leg back in. We're gonna change legs. So straighten out your opposite leg, nice and straight. Other knee bent, hands on the bent knee. And you're just going to sit yourself forward till you feel a stretch down the back of that straight leg there in your, what's called your hamstring muscle. Okay, try and keep that chest up, nice big breaths. Good. And then relax there. Give everything a shake. Give yourselves a clap and a pat on the back. Well done, and I will see you all next week. If you have any feedback or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Yeah, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you, bye.